Welcome back, everybody. It's myself, Peter and James from One Good Scare Show. We've been missing for a little while, James. I don't feel like we've done a live show for a little while.
We went into the wilderness and hid for a little bit. Yeah. No, we've kind of had some holidays and stuff like that lately, so we missed a week, the other week, and we're being punished for it because there's so much news. Like there's so much to talk about.
So much
I could feel the anger from you when I sent you the list of all the topics. You're just like,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm sat at don't tell anyone. I'm sat at work thinking I'll just quickly throw the slides together, and you sent us like 32 topics. It was like, for fuck's sake, Keegan, how are we? But never mind, we got there, we got through. Right, here we go. We're upsetting Fuzzy already. I keep forgetting. Like,
hang on, no. We're on this side for this channel, Pete. This is how
is that right?
I believe so.
Jesus. Fuzzy saying favourite time of the month. Spooky shit is back again indeed. We've got Andy from Perpetual Comics. Nice to see you, Andy. I hope you are well. Okay, James, as you said, we have got shitloads to get through tonight, so let's just crack straight on. Fuzzy's kicking off, mate.
Wrong.
Fuzzy, and I have to say, if it comes to who I trust most,
all right, well, okay,
Fuzzy or you, it's Fuzzy. It's Fuzzy.
I mean, it's not like I spend all this time staring at myself, that I know, but I'll do it in the camera as of right now. But
speaking of staring at yourself, this fancy portal thing, I say you Irish have fucked it up. What's happened there then? Why have you flashing your knockers or something so you upset people?
No, that was an American girl that did that. No, we can't have nice things. Because they put it in the dodgy... So, if people who don't know, there's this portal, like a kind of a two-way TV screen, FaceTime kind of thing, between New York and Dublin. It's like an art installation put up like a couple weeks ago. And they had to get rid of it because the Irish people were being so, like, mean. So people were, like, showing... And I think this is horrible, but, like, showing pictures of, like, 9/11, like wankers written on their phones and stuff like that. And it's just like... Because they put it in, like, a dodgy part of the city. Put that in Galway or like somewhere nice.
Yeah. I mean, I visited Dublin, and I'm not sure where you would put it for a nice part of the city. Would you? You'd have to. Right, moving on. Andy, quite right. You should be ashamed.
We are.
Absolutely, mate. Okay, we've got tons to get through. As usual, Keegan's slipped in some Last of Us shit, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But he'd break his little heart if we didn't start off with this bit of news.
Yes.
Live action Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo. Now I'm very curious. So we're getting like a good attempt at a live action Scooby Doo thing again. I'm a bit bummed that like I would have loved to have seen that original like movie series being brought back, but I think this is very much a new thing. So I sort of call it's being produced by Greg Berlanti, who did Riverdale, and I think I think I said on a show on this show before that because like Riverdale ended, like CW didn't have like a kind of a supernatural ended and Riverdale ended. They didn't have like a teen kind of mystery show, and I thought Scooby Doo would have fit into that. So I'm surprised it's actually at Netflix and not like CW or HBO.
Yeah.
You looking forward to this?
Yeah. I mean, no, I am. I will be happier if it was the old cast. I have to say, written by the person that did Cowboy Bebop doesn't necessarily fill us with excitement. Because I watched a couple of episodes of that and it didn't float my boat.
Was the writing the problem with it?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, any kind of Scooby Doo stuff, I guess we're keen to see more of. And I know that you're a massive fan, so pleased for you.
Do you reckon it'll be CG dog or a real dog?
CG.
Do you think he'll talk?
Well, we'll have to talk at Scooby friggin' Doo, isn't it?
Well, what tone do you think this is going to go for? Like a realistic Scooby Doo where it's just a dog?
No idea.
Or are we getting like a zany, cartoony kind of?
I mean, James, I'm going to level with you. I've not put that much thought into it. Do you know what I mean? You're obviously, in deep here. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm asking you now, though. So
yeah. I mean, this and Garfield. Do you know what I mean? Talking dogs and cats.
This could be huge. This could be like just think how big Wednesday got. And that's based on Addams Family, which I would argue is not as a popular franchise as Scooby Doo.
Yeah, that's true.
So this could be massive, like especially if you get the right cast in it and the right kind of tone for it.
I mean, we have talked before about wanting a more up-to-date adult version of these things. Yeah. So that's what I would hope for. I'd hope that this is a bit more kind of... I mean, I've watched a few episodes. I don't know if any of you guys in the chat have seen any of the Dead Boy Detectives Agency that's currently out on, I think it's Netflix. That's pretty cool. I'm enjoying that. So give this a similar kind of tone. You know, that might
100%.
be...
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like maybe like a little bit of a step up from the CW.
Yeah.
But I think Riverdale is a very good kind of thing to look at and say that's probably what this is going to be like.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I know my daughter was banging to that for a while.
Good
you
show,
probably liked Sabrina. You're about the same demographic that it aims for. So
I grew up on the Melissa Joan Hart Sabrina, and I fucking love that show. You know, like
of course you do.
She's actually at a convention in London soon, and I was like texting my sister, "Do you want to go to that?"
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was saying it to take the piss, but no, you are.
I did, and I even remember because Tara Strong played her friend in the movies. And when I met Tara Strong, I met her to get a Harley Quinn thing signed, and I said, "Oh, I didn't know you were Gwen in Sabrina," and we were talking about that for like 5 minutes. So like,
very
cool. I grew up on that shit.
Andy's saying live action Lilo and Stitch is the only movie I'm waiting for. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
Stitch is already everywhere. Like, just think how much.
Big up Salem.
Boost them. Yeah. Salem, the cat.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
The talking cat. One of the best characters.
Yeah, I wasn't sure you were talking about that.
Yeah, absolutely hilarious. That.
Very gruff voice, from what I remember. Very gruff
Nick
voice.
McKay. Yeah, he's great.
Okay, listen, we've got about 98 slides, so let's move on from the dog talk. This is Camp Crystal Lake, which is the prequel to Friday the 13th, which was supposed to be coming out shortly. We talked about this a couple of shows ago, I think. Yeah, we talked about it a couple of shows ago because there was a poster came out, I think, for it. Now it's looking like it's going to be binned. So, James, tell me about that.
Yeah, it's there's some other Friday the 13th news that I don't know if it's in the next slide or we'll get to that, potentially might be why this is gone. But yeah, this sounded really cool. There was the writers talked about an episode that was just a chase sequence. The entire episode, like 1 hour chase sequence. I assume
set to Benny Hill music, was it?
I wouldn't be against it. To be honest. I think that
I'd watch that.
Just slow it down and put some behind it. But yeah, no, I think Friday the 13th as an IP. I want another fucking Friday the 13th thing. Like, and just please stop announcing.
When was the last film?
2009.
Wow.
Yeah, so like 15 years ago or something. Like, it's a crazy thing now. But like, I just want some more Jason. I want some stuff. So like, I was looking forward to this. I think this could have been like a very good like a Bates Motel kind of style thing. I think that's what they were shooting for with it. So like, yeah, it seems like it's cancelled, maybe being reworked. We'll see. But like, it's not all this work on it up to now is being scrapped apparently.
I just can't. And I hear what you're saying about Bates Motel. I get that. I just can't really get my head around what the story of this would be. Do you know what I mean? Because it's his mum in the first movies who's the killer and the murderer. Spoilers. So I just don't understand what the storyline would be. Do you know what I mean?
I'd imagine it would be a young Pamela Voorhees, and then you have like half of the show runs modern day with like the victim characters getting killed by Jason, and then the other half is like a Pamela Voorhees before Jason got killed or whatever.
Anyway, I'm not going to say it by the looks of things. Never mind. Now, 47 meters down, number 3. I haven't even heard of 1 or 2. I don't even know what this is about. Well,
you ever seen 47 meters down? No,
I don't think so. No, it's not ringing any bells.
About 2 divers who get trapped in a shark cage at the bottom of the ocean. So it's really tense, really good, really strong movie, I think. Like the first one, anyway, I've not seen the second one. But the third one's being announced, but the news that grabbed me is Patrick Lussier is directing this, who did My Bloody Valentine 3D.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I know he's not a top tier director necessarily, but I really like him as a director. I think he's good. I like the things he's done. So yeah, I'm excited to see this now. I think it'll have a bit more camp than the other 2 did. Anyway.
Fuzzy's the same as me. He's not heard of the first 2. I haven't either, Fuzzy. Now, I might be being unkind to it because I've not seen it. I'm surprised you can make 3 different films about 2 girls trapped in a cage. I mean,
I don't know if the first one. Sorry, I don't know if the second one expands particularly, but
it's a bigger cage, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's probably this. 4 girls in a cage. That's what it is.
Yeah. It was. I don't know. Maybe yeah, I suppose it is sort of the same movie over and over again. But like, good director.
I'd probably check out the first one because I do like a bit of a shark flick. So
Check it
I'd
out.
give it a go.
If this comes in the next year or something, we might throw it, and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Then.
I put this one in, James. I just saw the stills for this, The Little Mermaid. Now we know we've been getting loads of weird, kind of
Copyright free
movies and stuff. We've got the Mickey stuff, which we're going to talk about in a little bit.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid, this just kind of jumped out at us because I thought, actually, do you know what, this could be really cool. I'm a big fan of Alex Cormack and someone remind us in the chat, is it Richard Dubeck, Sea of Sorrows, which is a kind of a mermaid-esque story kind of thing. And I'm a massive fan, as I know you are, of Cabin in the Woods and the mermaid kind of creatures in that.
Yes, very good.
So this could be quite interesting. Now most of these films are dog shit, aren't they?
Well, that's the thing. And from the stills, it looks pretty bad, man. It's just like that poster looks pretty bad. You know, like it's. I'm not impressed. Let's say, but I think like a mermaid like horror movie is a cool idea, and I think mermaids can be portrayed scarily. You know, I mean, some stuff in Pirates of the Caribbean is quite like haunting.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You throw in like the sirens kind of thing and all that.
Yeah.
They can be really, really cool. This seems a bit more like it's because Little Mermaid is a Hans Christian Andersen? No, or Brothers Grimm. One of those. It's like an older.
I'm not sure what the true background
the Disney
is.
movie's based on. So, but I think this is clearly like trying to capitalize on like the Disney version with the red hair and everything, Ariel or whatever. I mean, you know, I'll see what people think of it. I probably will not watch this, but you know, if I hear it's good, I'll give it a go.
I think we should throw it on the review pile. We'll watch it.
Then I have to edit it. I basically have to watch the movie 6 times then.
Yeah.
Like,
Ginger can't be trusted. Yeah. Very true, Fuzzy. Very true. Very true. And Fuzzy's saying on the last movie we talked about, must be a really shit tour guide, the bloke that keeps losing people in the sea with the sharks. So absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Now. Who's that then?
So this is Mike Flanigan, who I'm gonna. He worked on, what's that show last year? The horror show you like, The Fall of the House of Usher.
Fall of the House of Usher, superb.
Yeah, he worked on that. He's done a few movies that I really like. I'm just gonna I have them a list here. I'm gonna get them up now. I should have had this ready. Sorry. Here we go. Hush. You ever seen Hush?
Yes, I think movie? Is that the one where she's deaf and it's in like a cabin in the woods kind of thing? Yeah. She's got a white mask on.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Just for the guy. Just for the guys in the chat, if you're interested in a decent horror movie, Hush is really quite good. It's very atmospheric and I liked that one. It was good. It was good.
So he did Hush, Oculus, which is really good.
I love
Ouija,
Oculus.
Origin of Evil, which is Ouija 2, which is great as well. Gerald's Game. You ever see Gerald's Game?
No, I don't think so. I've not heard of that one.
It's Carla Gugino, you know, the old Silk Spectre in Watchmen.
Yeah.
And she's like gets tied to her bed and like in a sex thing with her husband. Her husband dies. She's like trapped on the bed. It's like it's based on a Stephen King novel. It's on Netflix. It's really good.
Okay.
So he did that. Doctor Sleep.
Yeah. Still not seen that, but I've heard of it.
Excellent director. He is doing the next Exorcist movie. So this was supposed to be The Exorcist Deceiver. It's going to be a follow-up to Believer, which wasn't. Dang it.
Efren's joined just as we're talking Exorcist.
Yeah. So that was originally who was his director? The last one, David Gordon Green, that did Halloween, the new Halloweens. So he's left. So I assume this is going to be a complete reworking. It's probably not going to attach to The Exorcist. Believer
as much as I enjoyed Believer, I'm not sad about that. Believer could stand as its own show. Do you know what I mean? Its own movie.
Yeah.
So that's not a big issue for me. I'm just pleased we're getting more because there was a worry, wasn't there, about that last movie. Despite me and you both enjoying it, it kind of seemed to get panned.
I think there was nothing particularly exceptional, maybe aside from the child performances in it. You know, like it was a fairly standard horror movie, but I don't think it was as bad. As everybody said it was, you know, like everybody really slaughtered it, and I just thought it was fine. It was like decent,
it was decent. It was decent. Every month, Fuzzy, it's part of the standard slide deck. We've got to have bit like we've got to have normally a reference to Scream in some way. We've got to talk about Exorcist as well.
Scooby Doo.
and Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
And Scooby-Doo,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm excited for this. I'll watch
So am I.
more in this.
I think, like, as well, phenomenal director, so I think we'll get a really solid Exorcist movie out of this. So, yeah, looking forward to this.
Good stuff. What the holy shit? I mean, Howie.
is
Pooh
Mickey versus
versus
Winnie.
Mickey Mouse. Jesus Christ.
I mean, it was only a matter. But didn't they announce that there was like a kind of a expanded
There's
universe?
the Who-verse, or the Pooh-verse, isn't there?
Pooh-verse or Who-verse. Or
So
whatever.
we've got Bambi coming out soon, which looks batshit crazy. And now we've got this Winnie the Pooh versus Mickey Mouse.
So it's not Willie. It had to be Willie.
Well, Willie, sorry.
Willie. Yeah, Willie
Mickey
versus
Mouse, isn't it?
Willie versus Winnie. Is it?
Something like that. I don't know.
Something like that. Anyway, matter of time, I guess. I like a good versus movie.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that element of it, I'm kind of curious about, like how they fight each other. I like seeing two horror kind of characters go at each other. So, curious about this.
And you know what? I think I know you've got the plan for what films are watched locked down tighter than Fort Knox. But I think from what I'm hearing, the last Winnie the Pooh movie, Blood and Honey 2 or whatever, it's getting really good reviews. People seem to really like it. So maybe we should give that one a shot, you know?
So I think that's just in comparison to how fucking horrendous the first one is. Like that, the second one is like, oh, this is actually a movie. Like, this is not bad at all. But we can't do two and not do one, you know. So we'd have to do the two of them back to back, I guess.
I mean, that might
So
be
we'll get around to it. We'll do it.
Efren say they should sell this as a shirt at Disneyland. Crikey, can you imagine?
Yeah.
I'm sure Disney will be over the moon with that. Yeah. And Fuzzy, I bought Bambi versus Pooh comic a month ago and still not owned it. I didn't realise it was a comic, mate. That's interesting. Give it a read, Fuzzy, and then send her a review for the next show. Yeah. Let her know what you thought of it. Because I ain't.
Who do you think will win?
It'll be one of those shitty stalemate ones, man. Neither of them will.
They fight for a bit and then they're mates.
They'll fight, then they'll team up to fight Bambi or some shit, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to get Bugs Bunny in
Interesting.
there somehow.
It really is. I mean, we've talked about this before, but it really is opening up to a interesting couple of years in terms of these franchises. Popeye's just around the corner. That's going to get weird. That'll be really interesting seeing Popeye on the big screen.
For me, I know we talked about this before, but it's just when like the superhero characters, the comic book characters, start getting what's going to happen. Then it's going to be crazy. Like Superman, Wonder Woman, and Captain America, and everything. It'll be crazy.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Oh well, here we're going.
Here we are. So, The Last of Us Season 2 is well into production now at this stage. They've released the first couple of stills. So we see Pedro rocking my haircut, if you noticed. I don't know if you know that's...
He looks very similar to you, James.
He must have seen me at Gustavo Santaolala's thing and said, I want that haircut.
I often confuse you, if I'm honest with you. I'm never quite sure. And let's not forget, as you mentioned on Efren's show on Tuesday night, please go check out the rewind of that. This is, of course, the most famous person in the world, isn't it? So
he was at the time, yeah. I literally found an article that said it, like, second most famous person. Yeah. So anyway, Pedro Pascal. So and then obviously Bella Ramsey is Ellie. So some people are having this. I remember when she was announced, right? There's a whole tiff about she doesn't look like Ellie and all this crap, and I thought we were past that because she was so good in it, and fucking we're seeing it again. People just like, oh, she doesn't look like and I think the thing is, like, Ellie, she's 14 in the first game and she's 19 in the second game, and so there's like, she looks a lot older, like she's grown up quite a lot, whereas Bella Ramsey was already 19 filming, so she looks pretty much the same. So some people are having a tiff about that.
Nerds, I'm afraid. And, guilty of it ourselves. At times on various shows, we've kind of moaned about casting and stuff like that. But the proof's in the pudding, isn't it? She was phenomenal in the first series.
And she has such good
I think
material
for me, it sounds soppy to say it, I guess, but we've had the pleasure of being in the audience where she's been speaking, obviously, at Comic-Con last year. Yeah. And I genuinely thought she came across as a cool person. She was a nice young lady, I think pretty cool.
Yeah. Having played the game, like, I know these are two very kind of innocuous shots, but I already clock immediately what scenes these are, and the Pedro one is it's a hard puller anyway, so I'm stoked. Can't wait for this.
And he's asking who the most famous person in the world is James.
I am.
You are. Oh,
Thank
you
you.
are.
I appreciate that.
Fuzzy's saying it's the Rock, innit? It's the Rock.
It's the Rock,
Yeah,
innit?
it's the Rock.
Have you heard all this crap of him lately?
No.
That he but people are coming out saying he's an asshole and that he like shows up 9 hours late for work all the time and everything. And
I thought he was kind of a beloved character.
So
I thought people thought he was great.
apparently this is all dish. He's doing some movie with Chris Evans. It's a Netflix movie, Christmas movie, where like something about Santa gets shot down or something like that. Red One or something. And like he's ballooned the budget by 100 million because he's showing up 10 hours late every day. And like apparently Ryan Reynolds hated working with him when they were doing Red Notice and everything like this.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone's coming out just saying he's a dick. Yeah,
I mean,
pisses
when
in
you
water
get-
bottles as well.
But I beg your pardon?
He pisses in water bottles as well. He doesn't go to the bathrooms.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I couldn't do that because my girth wouldn't accommodate the water bottle. Do you know what I mean? But good for him, I suppose, if he can manage it. I suppose when you get to that level, you become a bit of a prima donna and an arsehole anyway, don't you?
Have a sense of professionalism, though, man. You show up on fucking time for these.
Tell you who really is impressing us at the moment. Jack Black's in the UK, obviously touring with Tenacious D. And literally every day when he's in a new city, you get stuff in the press of just photos of him wandering around the city.
Oh, yeah.
Very clearly as Jack Black. He's not hiding himself in any shape or form. And I think, what a great thing to do, because your Tom Cruises, your people like that would be literally, hidden by security.
He wants to go
and shit.
out and meet people.
He's just wandering around in his kind of tie-dye t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love it. Ephron's saying he's heard that about The Rock also.
Yeah.
Dearie me. Hashtag girth. Yeah, quite right. So yeah,
Does this
good
get you
stuff.
excited, Pete?
Girth.
You excited?
Girth.
Yes,
No,
well, for a bit of The Last of Us, Pedro and Bella back together again.
Yes, it does. I thoroughly enjoyed the first season. I've told you that before. Far more than I expected to.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing where this picks up. Can't wait to
If
get
you are
in.
interested, there is some behind the scenes, like some people have been kind of catching filming going on.
I don't think I want to. I went into the first season completely blind, and I kind of want to do the same this time. Do you know what I mean? I don't want anything spoiled for us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm very curious how people are going to take it. So.
Yeah, and he's looking forward to the last of it. Yeah. Well, now this is interesting. So this is obviously I know what you did last summer. The new one coming out. When I got the image for this, I'd completely forgotten that is Buffy in the background there, isn't it? Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
I completely forgot she was even in this friggin' movie.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and.
She's one of the main characters in it. Like,
it's honestly, I don't think I've seen this film since it came out, which is Christ, how many years ago?
It's a
now?
classic. I love this one. I really.
Yeah.
It's almost not at Scream level, but it's like it's up in that ballpark. I think
So this is is it a remake or is it a new version?
continuation. So
Okay.
Jennifer Love Hewitt, we talked about a while ago
Yeah.
that she was talking about wanting to do another one. So has that just sort of happened now? Like that is what's going on? Like they're doing a new one, like a legacy
Maybe.
sequel?
I wonder
Looks
if
like it.
Did Sarah Michelle Gellar die in the first one then?
Yeah, she got stabbed in that.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
Ryan Phillippe's dead. Freddie Prinze Jr. is alive, so they could,
Okay.
the two of them could be back for it. You know what? I think I'm pretty sure they probably are confirmed for it.
Yeah.
Very much looking forward to this. Just again, another classic, like a classic. Bring back the slasher. You know, we're getting with like Thanksgiving and Scream.
Do you think Thanksgiving and Scream have kind of reinvigorated the slasher movie a little bit?
I think so. I think Scream coming back and yeah. It's just good. It's good to see because we were on spooky movies for a while in the artsy kind of ones. But Halloween, I think, probably did it. Like 2018 Halloween, and then Scream kind of gone to that, ballpark
Yeah, I think
now.
you're right.
Yeah. So
I had the poster of Liv Hewitt in my bedroom wall as a teenager.
pretty sure we've heard this.
You ditty man. Yeah, very, very cool. Yeah. Okay. This is what you were talking about earlier. This is the Jason universe. Now, is it really, really bad, James, that I spent ages, and I was going to ask you the question until I realised what an absolute prick I was. I was going to say, do you think the 1v3 is kind of referencing there's going to be some kind of fight? Is it going to be the first Jason versus the third Jason? It took us a good 10 minutes before I realised that was 13, isn't it? Friday the 13th.
I didn't even notice the one V3 in the
Yeah.
thing. Oh, you thought it was going to be Jason versus...
I thought it was,
three other horror
it was
guys or
Jason
something.
versus something else. Do you know what I mean? And then I thought, no, that's
No, it's just
yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Horror Inc. Now, is Horror Inc. a merchandise company? To my knowledge, they were, but there must be a production company. But so they've announced this new kind of multimedia project, Jason Universe, because their Friday the 13th is back. So presumably, this is what they've kind of they're reworking Camp Crystal Lake for. So they said it's going to expand over multiple mediums. So like merchandise is part of that, but they said entertainment and video games. So there is a Friday the 13th game. There was a whole rights issue a couple of years ago, and they had to stop making content for it. But it was very popular, very successful. People loved it. So I'd like, are we going to get a Friday the 13th Part 2 game? I think that'd be really cool. That's on the cards, it seems. Like, I don't know how else you do a Friday the 13th game.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Alien Isolation kind of thing where Jason's just hunting you the entire time. Like, it's an AI thing. Maybe a Resident Evil kind of inspired thing. But then, like, they've said multiple projects, so there's various writers from Friday the 13th history being brought on for this. So we're getting movies and TV shows, I think, it seems.
Do you think... Right. You're a massive horror nerd fan of Jason and all the rest of it. Yes. Is this a strong enough property to warrant all of that? Or is it going to dilute it too much?
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is that, like, Friday the 13th movies have never really been super successful, do you know? Yeah, like, it's just that they're really cheap to make. So, like, they make money. They make, like, they 10 times their money because they only cost a couple million. So, like, I'm pretty sure the most any of them ever made is, like, $100 million, which is not a huge amount. So, I think it's a lot to go all in on. But maybe they want to catch up on lost time because... it's been so long since we've had anything from this franchise.
I guess what I mean is there's only so much you can do with, because he's very much Michael Myers, isn't he? There's no dialogue, there's no conversation. It's literally him walking around killing things.
It depends on what route you go, because you could do the zombie Jason thing. That's what I want, because I think it'll distinguish it from the Halloween movies, where go back to zombie Jason. I think that's a unique aspect of that character. So I'd like to see that. There's a whole lore to why that is, and some of that ties into like Evil Dead and Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff. So like some crossover stuff there. I think you could. This could be like the core for like a horror shared universe kind of thing, which would be really interesting to see.
I mean, I wonder, because we've had nothing really from the Freddy universe for a while. I wonder if we might get Freddy.
2010. So yeah. Well, that might tie in for. And there's another bit of news coming down the line. Maybe that will relate to that. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Like there's only so many things you can do. Like, does this support 3 TV shows for like the way Halloween? Didn't they almost announced the exact same thing for Halloween, didn't they?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
It was like we're doing TV shows and movies and shared
in the
universe.
universe.
So
Plus, he's saying,
like,
you say that, but
more.
the big horror icons have been going well for 30 plus years, right? Absolutely agree, Fuzzy. I guess it's not a worry, because I don't worry about this kind of stuff. But I guess my point is, if we're getting 2 Jason movies and a TV series and a game and a soundtrack and Britney Spears singing the theme tune, is it going to kind of dilute it?
Waving
It's going to be
waving her knives around.
Yeah, is it too much? Do you know what I mean?
I think a TV show and a movie series and a game is not too much. I think that's and they'd be on different years. They're not all going to come out at the same time.
I'm more excited.
Take 4 years to make.
I'm more excited about the Halloween prospect, because I think you can distinguish that from Michael Myers, and you can have it in the Halloween universe, almost a kind of a trick-or-treat style thing. Every episode's a different tale,
Yeah, literally, like, it's going to be an anthology thing. There's going to be multiple different spooky things happening, whereas I think it says Jason universe, like it's focused on him. It's not
Welcome, Empire Strikes. Nice to see you. Is Jason's mask based on any particular hockey team? I haven't got a clue. Efren's in the chat.
I don't believe so, because he has a red one for most of them, and then there's in the 5th one he has a blue one. But his mask changes like in different movies, so
the style. Interesting. Looking forward to it, I guess, and we'll see what comes of it. Yeah, I mean, this looks like dog shit to me, James. I have to say this
is Pyramid Head. What are you talking about?
Oh, come on.
So this is Return to Silent Hill. Our first look at Return to Silent Hill. Now, I thought this was gonna be this. I remember checking at the start of the year when I was doing the I'll Be Right Backs. This said April like 24th or something like that. So that's good. That's not happened. And we had to change like I'll Be Right Back to Scooby Doo because there was no. We were going to do Silent Hill and there was no sign of the movie coming out. So yeah, it must be later in the year. Why? What? You don't like Pyramid Head?
Do you know what the truth of the matter is? I have seen the film. I think I've got no connection to this franchise. I don't think I've ever really been engaged with it. And I'm going to be really honest with you. When I looked at this still, it looked like an action figure to me. It didn't. It just doesn't look right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the movement and the visual and the audio design and stuff like that adds a lot. Like he's kind of dragging that big kind of sword behind him and stuff, and like he's a terrifying character in the games because he sort of like pursues you like Jason-esque almost. I don't remember. I've seen the first movie. I've not seen the second movie. I don't remember how big his role is in that first movie or like anything, you know. But he's just a really, I think, iconic character and like just as a gamer, terrifying to go up against.
So this is a new movie, isn't it? This is a movie we're talking about.
Yes, this is the third Silent Hill movie. I presume the other two, and it's based on the second game. So like all the Silent Hill games, you know, there's tangential kind of connections, but like they usually focus on new protagonists. This is based on probably the most iconic and beloved story in the Silent Hill universe. So it's James Sunderland. So his wife is going missing. No, his wife is going missing. Yeah, his wife's gone missing, and she like leaves a note for him. I've gone to Silent Hill, and he goes to find her. And it's kind of Silent Hill sort of like taps into your kind of you know, there's your like sexual desires are twisted, and you're kind of like, you know, into your psyche, and everything that scares you inish is, you know, in your mind is sort of it's cool.
I think Silent Hill, my problem with Silent Hill is that I've still never really gotten over my experience when I went to For the Love of Horror.
And you saw the sexy Silent Hill nurse?
And the sexy Silent Hill nurse that I got a photo with, and it turns out to be a man, with fake
slapped
boobs.
his ass as well, didn't you?
I did.
You were bragging about it afterwards.
Incredible set of legs. Incredible set of legs.
I'm not gonna bullshit, man. And like, I had this like bust, like this latex bust over that just looked real.
I thought it was real.
And all.
I should have. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's never come.
I do have this weird sort of attraction to the Silent Hill nurses as well.
I thought you were going to say men. Yeah, weird sort of attraction.
There's nothing weird about it, Pete. Yeah. What are you trying to say?
Yeah, the Silent Hill nurses are very interesting design. I've never met a nurse like that in real life, trust us. But yeah,
you're basically a Silent Hill nurse then, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, I've got the tits. I've got the breasts for it. Yeah, this will be interesting. I will watch. And just for Fuzzy's question here, bowler hat, Fuzzy, bowler hat. I could see a nice Mr. Ben bowler hat kind of perched on top of that would look very, very smart. Fuck.
Now, what's going on here, right? So the Agatha Harkness series. So I think this counts as horror. It's a spooky kind of witch show. So we threw it in here. So this has gone through various names over the last 2 years or so since it was announced. So it was Agatha, House of Harkness, then it was Agatha...
Darkhold Diaries or something.
Coven of Chaos, the Darkhold Diaries. Then The Lion, the Witch, and the... It was like something like a pun on The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and that was only last week. And so they released this kind of tease that went through all the titles, and then it just goes Agatha all along. So was this marketing? Was this just like changing the name for fun?
That's what I don't... No, I mean, if it was, that's an extremely long game, long play for them to go. You know
what? In a way, it's sort of clever because it brings you don't have to do anything, and it brings it back into a discussion topic. Because if it's not, then they literally maybe the last title was obviously because it was a week ago, and that's
the last title
panicked because it's never going to be the title. Yeah.
No, I've got a feeling this was the long game.
Yeah, this was the most natural title for me, though. This is what you call it, and I think you have that song as the title theme song as well.
It's a musical we're hearing.
Amazing, musical awesome. Numbers. That's what I want.
Is it?
No, because that bit in that was the best scene in WandaVision. The Who's bit messing up everything. Yeah, so I want give us more of that. Give us that jazzy kindness to it. Absolutely.
I'm sad to say that I'm absolutely with Fuzzy on this one. I've got no interest in this anymore.
Great character in that show, I think.
Was it?
Really
I really liked her. I think it's too... It depends what the show's going to be about, obviously. The idea of it being a musical doesn't necessarily excite me. If this is going to be... I loved the idea of it when it was the Darkhold Diaries, where, again, each episode would be a standalone kind of Marvel, mystic, magic kind of episode. I thought that would be very cool.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of... I don't know. I'm flat with a lot of Marvel stuff at the moment. And Fuzzy thinks we're giving them way too much credit for this. I mean, it does feel like a very long game, if that's what they've done.
I think it was probably... Wouldn't be shocked if 2 months ago they went, shit, we have to change the title again, and they go, okay, let's make a kind of a this is the whole plan. It was Agatha all along, so that wouldn't shock me. But like I love that song, and I love that jazziness, and if there's like a moment like that in every episode, that's something I'd love to see. So like I'm looking forward to this because I loved WandaVision. I loved Agatha in that.
I mean, obviously I will watch
it. Yeah.
But, I mean, just deviating slightly, so please bear with, ladies and gents. Sticking with the Marvel theme, I'm more excited that there's been some tidbits of news over the last few days to say that they've greenlit Hawkeye Series 2.
I did hear that, yeah.
That's got us excited. That'll be interesting, because I really enjoyed Hawkeye. I don't think it gets enough praise.
Absolutely.
Anyway, moving on, sticking with horror. Oh...
Another one. I got another MonsterVerse movie.
Another one.
So this would like what you do now? What you do now? Because they fought another friends. Just another big monkey. Where do you go next? Mecha Kong.
We've had Mechazilla, haven't we?
They already did Mechagodzilla. Mecha Ghidorah, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what? Now's the time to do the fucking Pacific Rim crossover. Now's the time.
Yeah.
I want people in suits fighting them. I think that's the next step. That's where you go.
I don't think the military's making big mechanical suits to fight these things when they're making vets instead. Do you know what I mean? They're more worried about breaking their nails and shit.
I mean, I suppose that. I mean, with Mechagodzilla, the tech is there, but also like they have a Kong suit, so you could just pull a person in it, I guess, and control it.
Fuzzy Godzilla versus Pooh, obviously. Probably, yeah. I think you're right. I think we're at the stage now where it's got to be some kind of crossover, because this is done to death a little bit now, and
unless it's like just another monster, like they go for another.
Oh, but we've had another monster every freaking episode.
movie or something,
Yeah. I'm not sure what I think. Fuzzy's just saying here, I see Daredevil's been dropped back to 9 episodes now, not 18.
18 was entirely too long. Way too long. Yeah.
I think that's good, Fuzzy, for me.
Because it was like that would run for nearly half the year. Like it was just
it's
way
a lot.
too long.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Are we interested in seeing more MonsterVerse?
I was a bit down the last one. If they can get back to. Get back to Skull Island. Do something like that again. Maybe pull back the scale a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some very good Godzilla comics out there where he doesn't really feature. Do you know what I mean? It's all about Monster Island with Kong in the background or Godzilla in the background.
Or do you know what? Pull a page from Godzilla -1. Take a little inspiration from that. I think because obviously New Empire was in the work, was already filmed and everything when that came out. So, I think they look at that as inspiration. I think that'd be cool.
Bottom line, these are making money, aren't they? So, they'd be crazy not to keep it. It'd sell toys as well. I think we reported on this a while ago, James. I know you've sent it through this week because I think she's doubled down on it. But I think we talked about this a little while ago. So this is...
Did we?
Nance? I can't remember what she's called. No, it was her, yeah. So what she's basically said she'd like to do more Nightmare on Elm Street.
She's come out again anyway. She's reiterated that. So Heather Langenkamp plays Nancy in Nightmare on Elm Street. Said she wants to. I think maybe last time she said I don't know, and now she's saying I want to do one last film. Do it. Yes. Obviously get Robert Englund back. Give us one more great requel kind of thing. Just go back to the third movie, maybe just do 1, 3 and the new one.
I'm surprised they've not pushed more Friday than the
shocking
Nightmare on Elm Street out.
Because what you just let the IP die otherwise? Because I think I know Robert Englund said he doesn't want to do it, but I think he's bullshitting. He'll do it.
It's the same old story, man. Chuck some cash at him, he'll quickly.
100%. If he's doing convention, you could give him enough. He doesn't need to do another fucking convention ever again.
Exactly.
I think there's a strong chance of this happening. If everybody's on board, I'd love it. Let's see it. I just want another Nightmare. Give us another Nightmare movie. I would be okay with them recast it with a new Freddy actor But if you're gonna have Heather Langenkamp back, get Robbie England.
Yeah, you've got to get him
let's
back.
do this thing. Yeah.
The Nightmare movies were always kind of the ones that made me scream the most, I think. I'm not sure why, but I don't know. I mean, I know now when you go back and look at them, the special effects aren't particularly hot, but the one where he's using the guy's veins to make him like a puppet and stuff just freaked me out.
The third one, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the concept of like dream warriors and stuff like that. That's really cool. Like,
Yeah.
Give us
Cool. I'd like to see more in that universe.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not even... What the shit? I don't even know.
I don't know why Marlon Wayans is on this. Is he involved in
I
this?
have no idea. No idea.
So, maybe he's starring in it. So, Jordan Peele's movie was apparently titled Goat. I didn't hear that part, but it's been retitled to him, and it was supposed to come out at the end of this year. It's coming out next year now instead. I'm looking forward to this. I love Jordan Peele's movies. I know you're not a big fan of Nope, but I think Get Out was stellar.
Get Out was good.
Us was pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's hitty missy, if I'm honest. I will obviously see this. Nope left a bad taste in my mouth, I have to say. But yeah, I'll see this. So it's not called Goat anymore now, is it? It's called,
Him.
Him, yeah.
Him. Yeah. I assume Goat is like greatest of all time, so it must be following an athlete or
I don't know. He's
something like that.
He's always quite... His titles always kind of try to mislead you, don't they, a little bit?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Fuzzy saying in terms of Freddy, amazing. Rob Zombie hasn't had a bash yet. Yeah, you would have thought he'd be jumping at that.
No,
No.
no, too grungy. I don't like how crude his films are. Like it's.
So you wouldn't want him to do it.
Not Rob Zombie, no.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if, like Fuzzy says, Rob Zombie would like to do it. Whether
I'm sure he'd like to do it. 100%. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. No, if you're James Wan, I think he'd be perfect for it.
Okay.
Yeah, that style, like Insidious, The Conjuring, that kind of style. I think that'd be great.
Yeah. Bit of Nick Cage. This is bonkers, isn't it?
What's the name of it? The Carpenter's Son.
The Carpenter's Son
movie has been announced with Nick Cage, and it's a Jesus horror movie. Now I suppose it's only a matter of time, I guess, since you got a Jesus horror movie. Does he play Jesus in it?
The Carpenter's Son. Yeah.
Is Jesus?
I mean, Nick Cage
Jesus?
can't be playing Jesus, can he? Unless Nick Cage is... Well, he's Nick Cage, he can play anything he wants. This is going to be ripped to friggin' shreds, surely. When Mums Against Whatever find out that they're doing a horror based on, Jesus Christ. I can't see that going down well.
There was like a kind of a Jesus comedy movie just came out lately that was really good, apparently. The Black Messiah or something like that.
I love it, Fuzzy. Fuzzy, me and you are on the same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know any detail about this other than it's a horror set in biblical times and Cage is in it, and it's titled The Carpenter's Son.
I mean, like there's there's some of the stories of Jesus could be twisted into a horror kind of, and you have the devil kind of play an element in it. You could do a horror Christ horror movie.
I just think it's a real hard sell. That I really do think that's pushing the envelope in terms of what people will accept.
I don't know, but like the first,
you're gonna get
backlash to the First Omen or to the Immaculate or anything.
Well, no, but that's you're gonna get scenes like, have you seen that Father Tale episode where they're outside the cinema trying to protest the nudie movie? Careful now. Yeah.
Careful now. Down with this sort of thing.
Yeah. But it's got Cage in it, so I will be watching
I will be there day one, I'm sure. Yeah.
Now.
So, the Talk to Me director said the Philippou brothers are doing... I've announced the next movie. It's going to be called Bring Her Back. So they're kind of keeping... hoping on that premiere. They are... Yeah, Bring Her Back. So it's a horror movie, new horror movie. They are keeping the plot under wraps, but Sally Hawkins?
But is it set in this universe, or is it a separate movie?
I mean, I could be, but I think, as far as we know, it's a separate movie. It's not a sequel or anything. Because aren't they doing Talk to Me as well?
Yeah, but which is a prequel. But Bring Her Back.
No, there's a separate prequel that they've filmed.
Okay.
They filmed at the same time, so that's coming out soon, presumably. Then Talk to Me, which is a sequel, was announced. Unless this is it, but they've not said that this is it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think that's a natural Talk to Me, Bring Her Back.
Yeah.
Could work.
Yeah, I mean, I was all in on this movie, so anything by these guys, I'm keen to watch. So yeah, I look forward to that one. That will be amazing, I'm sure.
At least it'll be very tonally in line with that.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do anything too drastically different, which means it's probably going to be incredible. So yeah. I'm stoked.
Good stuff. And then we've got Happy Death Day 3. Now, I'm a big fan of the first one in particular. Second one goes a bit bonkers.
I love the second one too.
But yeah, I mean, they are very good movies. I enjoy them all. But I'm excited to see there's a third in the franchise.
Yeah, so they've been talking about this for a while. Jessica Roth, who's the star, has said that they've basically everything's sorted. Like they just need I think Warner Brothers owns it to just give the go ahead to start filming effectively. Like the script is done. Christopher Landon's on board, ready to do it whenever. So it's pretty much ready to go. Yes, please. I love. I was really worried because I think the second one didn't do amazingly box office wise. So and I know it has a significantly bigger budget than the first one did. The first one's a very simple movie, and the second one goes into kind of some sci-fi kind of areas. I just want to see. It's just such a fun series and such a great idea. I think anyone who doesn't know the concept of the first movie, at least, it's like Groundhog Day but meets Scream. So it's like she keeps living the same day over and over again and gets killed by the serial killer in it, and she has to go back and try and figure out a way to survive. And then
very clever
stuff. So clever, and I was blown away the first time I seen it. Really cool mask design. I think the baby face thing is cool as well. So yeah, I don't know where you go with this though, like story wise.
I can't remember a lot of how the second one ended, to be honest. So I'd have to go back and rewatch. I just know I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the first one immensely. Yeah, excited about that. Looking forward to seeing that. That should be good fun, I'm sure. And then more Evil Dead is on the way.
So another movie got announced. So now this is, I'll get the director up. This is completely separate from Rise. It's not a sequel to Rise because Lee Cronin will be doing that.
Yeah.
So they already announced a French director is doing one. Yeah, that's also separate from Rise. So that movie's in the works, and then this is by. Get him up. Yep. It's loading. Sorry. Where's the name? I had it here a second ago. Sebastian Vanisek. I think he's like Polish or Eastern European or something like that. So I've never heard of him before. He has a couple of movies under his name, but I mean, yeah, interesting. Like it's nice that we went so long without an Evil Dead. And now there's two being made, presumably a third one with Lee Cronin. He's gained
surely
another one,
it's only a matter of time before we get a proper Bruce Campbell cameo or starring role. Sure.
Well, Lee Cronin, his idea was like, let's do like a movie that's in 3 parts, and like one part is me doing a follow up to Rise, and one part is Sam Raimi doing an Ash thing, and the other one is like the Fede Alvarez doing like the remake one, which I'd love, but I don't think it's gonna happen. It's just too kind of out there of an idea. But I mean, I want to see Ash in the tone of these films. I want to see him come in, like it all be played seriously, like exactly as is, and then he rocks up like halfway through and starts like doing his shtick, and they're not like just like, are you fucking serious? Like you don't realize what's going on. I think it'd be really, really cool. So I'm curious what kind of flavor this is going to have to it. How is this going to be different stylistically, I guess, to the other, and like how close together they're going to come out as well. I think is curious.
Again, more from this universe is only a good thing. So really absolutely excited for this. This will be very cool indeed. And then what the hell is this?
So are you familiar with Dead Space?
I've heard you've talked about it before, I think, but I've not played it myself.
It is a horror game franchise. It's like a alien kind of thing. It's a sci-fi set in the future. You fight these kind of alien zombie things called Necromorphs. Really terrifying. First game's incredible. So they've announced the most recent thing was a remake. Came out last year. So Bloody Disgusting, I think Bloody FM is their kind of like podcast kind of channel, are doing a Dead Space podcast. So it's like an audio drama. So that sounds really interesting. I think it's going to have like, actors and like sound effects and stuff like that. I don't know. You don't listen to much audio dramas, do you?
No.
I think it's an incredible medium. It's really cool. Like it's obviously a lot cheaper than doing a film or a game or whatever, but I think it's a cool way of expanding like a universe. It's a fantastic Wolverine the Long Night.
I was tempted. They did a Buffy the Vampire Slayer one recently. I was tempted by that.
Slayers, on Audible, So I have Audible, so I have a few of them. Like the Star Wars books sometimes have voice actors. Like there's some cool audio dramas there. So like I really love these this as an entertainment medium. So I
Yeah.
think this is really cool. I'm really looking forward to giving this a go.
Excellent. Good stuff. Toys. Look at that. Life-size Ash chainsaw. You sent this through, James. This is lights and sound electronic prop replica. It fits on your hand, and it's 1-to-1 scale from what I understand. This looks pretty damn impressive. This something you'd be picking up?
100%. Because I have my little shitty pound shop like chainsaw thing that I've been using for Ash for cons and stuff. So yeah, I mean, 100% I'll be getting this stick on my hand and I have a proper Ash thing. I've actually looked online for like custom made ones and stuff. It shocked me there wasn't some kind of a like not even like a really high quality one, but just like a kind of a 50 quid kind of stick it on your hand kind of thing, you know. So yeah, I think this is going to be really hard to get. I think this is going to sell out immediately. This is like every cosplayer's dream now that this has come out. So yeah,
I guess what I'd say as well, mind, is I mean, maybe it's just because I've not come across them before, but Syndicate Collectibles isn't something I'm familiar with. So I don't know who they are in terms of the producer of this or how they've got the license.
Curious, like it's obviously plastic, I would assume. Like it's a toy, effectively, isn't it?
It's a toy,
It's a toy. How much do you think this is going to cost? Like 80 quid? Something like that?
No, I reckon this will be 100, 150. It's life-size prop. If you look at I know it's different design and all the rest of it in terms of quality, I guess. But if you look at the Marvel Legends kind of props, Captain America's shield, Thor's hammer, the helmets, they all go on sale for around about 100, 150, if not more.
Yeah, okay.
They quickly come down, mind. The helmets come down quite drastically.
This won't. This is a small company. This will sell out immediately. I actually better look up when pre-orders go up so I can get one. I think.
I reckon this will disappear very quickly. Like you see,
100%. Yeah.
looks very cool. A couple of other action figures. Krampus. I thought this looked pretty cool. Now I'm not familiar with the toy company that's made these. 'Cause I thought they were NECA to start with, but it's not. But these look pretty interesting. I think the design of the Krampus figure in particular is very detailed, very grungy looking.
What's the name of the company?
It's hang on, I got it on my phone because I'd never heard of them before. Let's have a look. Yeah, I know you're a big fan of this movie, aren't you? It's not a one that I've seen it.
I really loved it in the cinema, but I've not watched it since. So I remember coming out saying I'm going to watch this every Christmas, and I just never went back to it. But my memory of it is very strong, and yeah, it's one probably at Christmas time. I'll be right back. I think we were supposed to do it last year, and then we did. We changed it for the Santa one, wasn't it?
Yeah. But my apologies. Sorry, it's the website I was looking on. It's the shopping site I was looking on. These are NECA. Okay. So it is NECA toys. Yeah.
Nice.
I think that's pretty cool. I quite like that. Not something I would necessarily pick
one.
up, but yeah, pretty cool.
I like the idea of doing like a horror Christmas decoration set. You know.
Yeah.
Pick this up. There's a horror Chucky coming. There's a Santa Chucky coming.
Yeah, I saw that.
Christmas Chucky. So like at them, dart them around the house. I think that's cool.
Couple of comic books just to quickly mention. Blood Hunters issue number 1. This is part of the Blood Hunt series from Marvel, which is the kind of the big event at the moment. Blood Hunt was very, very strong. Issue number 1 was very good, had some good twists and turns in it. As with any of these Marvel events, there's like 101 different offshoots to the main series you can read. I've read a few of them. I read the Doctor Strange issue. That was pretty good. I enjoyed that. Blood Hunters sold me on the cover artwork. Thought it looked amazing. And it sold us on the fact that it's an anthology book. So 3 separate little tales inside it.
Right, okay.
Of what's going on. Sadly, it's dog shit. This book did nothing for me at all. The first story is a Hawkeye story, and it's just a joke. It's just the narrative of Blood Hunt is so gritty and dark. You know, there's a lot of death in that first issue, and then this just felt totally out of place. I just out of the 3 tales, the Dagger story was probably the stronger of the 3, I think. But I'll not be picking up issue 2.
So is it 3 short stories per issue?
Yeah, 3 short stories.
Yeah.
But I think they'll link into like the next issue. So I think the Dagger story ends with them eating Bloodstone and things like that. It didn't out for us, sadly. Monsters Are My Business. I have to give a big shout out to Fuzzy Dunlop. He got us onto this book by Cullen Bunn, who I quite like as a writer. This is just mad as well. This is just This fits in my category of just silly fun books. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
an easy read. You've got a cigar smoking koala with a chainsaw fighting monsters.
I love it already, man.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The world is interesting. I read issue 2 just before we came online, actually. Very cool, very strong book. So yeah, this is a good little series. I'm enjoying this one. The Deviant. Now, this is by James Tynion. We're up to issue number 5 now. This is the story that's basically jumping backwards and forwards in time. So it's about a guy who's wanted to write and draw a graphic novel of a past serial killer. So this guy who strung up two or three guys in a barn and killed them, and he's dressed in like a Santa costume. You can see him in the reflection in the mirror there. What do I think of this book? I'm interested to know if anybody in the series, in the chat, has read this. Really loving this series. There is no denying, though, that James Tynion is writing a story not necessarily about horror, but about abuse and gay culture and homosexuality and things like that. And sometimes that's really, really quite clear. This issue in particular took a bit of a weird divert for me, and it went back to the graphic novel writer's childhood, and it got a little bit uncomfortable, I have to be honest. I'm not sure how I felt about this issue. It left us a little bit kind of scratching my head, wondering what was going on and in what I'd read. Interested to know, because I know Fuzzy's been reading this, interested to know what you thought of it, Fuzzy. I will still read on because I am loving the series, but it was just a little bit on the odd side for me, I have to say. Fuzzy of the Dunlop is just saying that Monsters Are My Business is great. I absolutely love it. Yeah, Fuzzy, it's a good little story, mate. Bloodhunters was cack. I gave up. Dracula wasn't that much better. Yeah, again, I agree.
Is that Marvel's Dracula's
Yeah.
Right.
So it's all linked into this Bloodhunters series. Ephraim, how dare you? Hawkeye is not a joke. Yeah, he's played like a joke in this book, I'm afraid. We've got Super Sorrel in the chat. Nice to see you, bud.
What's going on?
Hope you are well. Hope you're well, my friend. So yeah, let us know what you think of those books, in particular The Deviant. I'm interested to know people's thoughts on that. Okay, now, I wanted to give that... You'll be sick of me shouting on about this series, and I get that. But this is Inside number 9. We're in the 9th series at the moment. This week's episode, which is the guy with the fire on his glasses there, was heart-wrenchingly brilliant. And when we talked about this last, you and Ephraim asked us to point out a few of my favourite episodes. Now, there's been 9 seasons. Each season's got 6 or so episodes, so there's a lot to watch there. What I would say is Inside number 9 is... It struggles sometimes in the usual kind of anthology series where some episodes are great, some episodes aren't so great. But what it does is it's a real good mix of... Every episode's quite humorous. It's got the same 2 characters in pretty much every episode. But they're all quite humorous. Some of them are proper horror. Some of them are just intrigue. Some of them are crime dramas and all that kind of stuff. This week's episode basically centred on a therapist who, on his way home, sees a guy about to jump off a bridge. So he stops, picks him up and takes him home to look after him. And as the story develops, you realise it's not quite what it seems, and it gets very, very dark. And there's the last kind of 5 minutes of it are just awful, absolutely awful. As a parent watching it, it's horrendous. But yeah, really strong episode. So you and Ephraim have mentioned it a few times. So I put up a few horror-based episodes there. There are some great episodes out there that aren't necessarily horror, but these are the ones I particularly enjoy. So you've got The Stakeout, which is basically 2 cops sat in a graveyard doing a stakeout, and it's literally just them in the car for the entire episode.
I like
and
that idea.
As with all of these episodes, there's a huge shift at the end, which you kind of should get by the... I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, it's a great little twist at the end. Deadline was phenomenal. This was their kind of live episode where they did the phone in, and it's the studio gets haunted and stuff. Clever thing about this is the two main kind of writers in this, Steve Pemberton and Reese Shearsmith, were live tweeting during the show. So you actually thought the show had gone off the air because they were tweeting, "Sorry, folks, it's all gone tits up," and blah blah blah.
I love it.
It's all just part of the show.
So I know I've watched this, but is there a moment in it where it's like a house, and it's like a glass wall, and you see the back garden, and there's like a kind of you can see a ghost in the back, but no, doesn't acknowledge it.
No, that's oh man, what you call it? The one I'm always on about with Parky. It was on Halloween night years ago. It's what the based
Ghostwatch.
Ghostwatch. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Are you sure? Because Ghostwatch is from the 80s, and this was more recent.
Yeah. No, Ghostwatch is where you see the patio doors and he's standing in the reflection in the window. It's horrendous.
Right. Okay. Right. That's terrifying. But I've seen this as well. I know I've seen.
Yeah.
I watched with Lee Mack, isn't it? That house.
Yeah. That's another very good one. Yeah.
That's not this one.
No, that's a different one. That's a different episode. That's the game show episode.
Okay.
No, that's the game show episode.
Was that not one where it was like, oh, we've cancelled tonight's episode, like we're doing this?
They've done it a few times.
Well, now you just know that. It's like, well, this is obviously,
yeah.
They should cancel one for real so that people actually think it's going to happen. Yeah.
Wise Owl is feckin' uncomfortable, and it's about basically shining the light on celebrity in Jimmy Savile-esque kind of stuff.
Right.
In about a child entertainer, and it keeps his character is Wise Owl, and it keeps flicking to him kind of in the Wise Owl costume and stuff, and it's just awful. It's creepy as hell. The Heroine is one of my all-time favourite episodes about well, again, I don't want to spoil it, but basically two kids who go to babysit in an old house by a very odd brother and sister, and it's basically about possession and demon creatures and things like that. It's absolutely superb. So yeah, there are a couple of episodes I'd recommend you check out if you want the horror-based episodes. If you want just the normal episodes, just start watching it from season 1, because there are some crackers. I've gone back and I've started watching. I've watched 3 episodes tonight.
Where can you watch this?
Say again?
Where can people watch this?
It's on Sky at the moment, but I think it might be on Netflix as well. I'm not sure. Okay. Fuzzy's just saying here there was a great live episode around set inside a dressing room backstage on a film set. Yeah. Very cool. I
love the creativity though.
That's what gets me. Every single episode's got something unique and different. Yeah. The first season, episode number 2, which they got massive kind of praise for. It's not my favourite, I have to say, but it's completely silent. It's about 2 burglars trying to break into a house, and the entire episode's silent, and it's spot on. So yeah, really recommend that one if you like your kind of your quirky comedy stroke horror. You sent this, James. Now I've struggled to find this. I cannot find the trailer.
Yeah, so I had assumed there was a trailer and put it on the list to watch the trailer. And then when I went to find the trailer, there was no trailer, and I forgot to edit it back. So yeah, there's no trailer. But this is Shudder's next, I think, big movie. It's called The Black Cab. So it's Nick Frost in a rare serious role, I think. But he basically the concept, I think, is that he picks up these 2 girls. He's an Uber, like a taxi driver, and he picks up 2 girls, and they're going to like a remote location, and it kind of takes a dark turn. He's obviously like a serial killer or some kind of psychotic taxi driver. So I'm it's out of Nick Frost's kind of usual shtick, and I'm really interested to see that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I like Nick Frost, so yeah, I think this will be pretty cool.
I wonder if this will get like the way Shudder did. Shudder, the way Late Night of the Devil did.
Cinematic release as well.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure, because I think who was it that pushed for the release of Late Night with the Devil? There was someone big behind it, I think, pushing it forward, wasn't there?
I have no idea. Well,
Can't remember. Okay, we're going to be talking about this another night. We're not going to talk about it today, but this is...
We're doing non-spoilers here, and we're going to have a spoiler video.
Yeah, so we've both seen this now. I know Super Sorrel, if he's still in the chat, has seen this. This starts off with such promise. This is a tale of a cursed tarot deck, and whatever tarot card you get kind of comes to kill you, basically. I thought it was dog shit. I thought the acting in it was absolutely atrocious. It had such good potential, but it just didn't pan out for me at all. Again, it's one of these films where I feel like I saw all the good stuff in the trailer. What did you think, James?
I texted you immediately after I finished watching this yesterday. I want to see this yesterday. And my exact words, I think, were, I feel nothing. Mm-hmm. And as I thought back to it and time went on, I just despise it. Like, I just absolutely fucking hated it. It's all the scares in it are just kind of bleh. You know, and you can only do that so many times before you just, you know, by the like towards the back half of the movie, you're just like you don't even react anymore because it just happens so often and it's so telegraphed. I think the concept of it interested me because it was like sort of a 13 Ghosts kind of thing, where it's like all these different unique kind of monster creatures are going to be in it, but like most of them are kind of just the same thing. Just they'll have like one has a lantern. And they're all oogly boogly screaming fucking witch things, you know, mostly. It's like I didn't find them particularly interesting. I just fucking didn't like the characters really at all in it. Like, and particularly like, you know, the Jacob Batalon, so he's Ned in
I hate
Spider-Man.
him.
I hated him.
I hate him.
Well. Yeah. And just the jokes didn't land. Like the script was fucking horrendous. Like so bad. Really just terrible. Like, so yeah, I mean,
spoilers, how did he survive at the end? Because somebody saw him or something.
Yeah, don't think about it. Yeah, that's it. I will say, people, we're talking too much now because we have a spoiler thing to do as well after this, but at least people die in it. We've seen a couple of like bloodless horror movies and there's some kills in this, so I appreciate that at least. So,
but not very good kills.
No.
And again, kills were so in the trailer. Kills were so in the trailer, you know?
Yeah.
It was just disappointing because I love the concept, but yeah.
Same.
So,
great idea.
That kind of leads on to the last little segment for tonight, which is disappointing movies. And what I thought I would do is, and I know, before you bashes, I know we don't love or believe in Rotten Tomatoes and all that stuff.
Okay.
But there was a little thing online about horror movies that have got very low Rotten Tomatoes scores. And I just wanted to quickly flick through a few of them and see if you've seen them, because there's a few I haven't seen, and whether the scores are warranted. So we'll start with their top 5. These movies have scored 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. 0%. No redeemable features at all.
Well, 0% just means it didn't get any positive reviews. Nobody liked it. Like everyone could think it's meh. And that counts as a negative review, and then it gets a 0. So there's things that people hate, but one person liked it, and then it'll get a 5% or whatever, you know. So it's but anyway, I'm curious. Go on. Let's see. What's the
Homecoming 2009? 0%. Never heard of that one.
Misha Barton. Yeah.
I mean, I like Misha Barton.
She was in
the OC. The OC? Oh, I love the OC.
Yeah. I love
California,
the OC as well.
here we go. Oh, she was hot. Yeah. What happened to him? Because he was a big star on the upcoming. Not the guy who went on to play Jim Gordon. The other guy. Is it Adam Brody? He was going to do... That's right. He's in Shazam. That's shit now. Yeah, forgot about him. So yeah, never seen Homecoming, but that's got a 0%er. Yeah. Now, it says that's directed by Morgan J. Freeman. I'm presuming that's not Morgan... I can't do the voice. Morgan Freeman, surely.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, it's not Morgan Freeman, is it?
I'd like to think it is. I'm not going to look into it.
Yeah,
I just want to assume. Morgan
you heard
Freeman really tried to expand his horizons.
He did a horror.
Shit horror movie. Yeah.
Turned out cack. Yeah. The Disappointments Room, again, 0%, 2016. Never heard of this.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, that's what I noticed about it, which I thought that's pretty interesting. I mean, big names.
That's a shame. DJ Caruso is a good director. He did the Shia LaBeouf Disturbia. It's like the Rear Window.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I love that movie. Yeah. He was actually, funny enough, he's going to do he signed on for a Dead Space movie ages ago, and he just never made it.
Number 3, we'll have Cabin Fever. Now, I'm pretty sure I've seen Cabin Fever. Fuzzy wants more Morgan Freeman impressions.
I will do my show
as Morgan Freeman. No, I can't do it.
Morgan
Freeman. Yeah, sorry, Fuzzy. Cabin Fever. I think I've seen Cabin Fever, and I can't remember being offended. Oh, is this not the original?
It's a remake.
Oh, in which case I probably haven't.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these are probably kind of your low budget, kind of dollar bin. I can't do a Jesus impression, Fuzzy. Sorry. Next time we'll work on that one. I'm not sure Jesus sung, to be honest. Did Jesus sing like that?
I think so.
As he was doing shit with bread and fish. Is that what he did?
He did
Okay.
the wine to water, water to wine.
He did wine to water. I bet people weren't happy about that.
Water to water to water. Well, maybe they were dehydrated and they needed some. It's hot. It's hot in Bethlehem, you know.
Okay, moving on. Last two. Jaws: The Revenge. I have absolutely seen that.
Well deserved. Yeah.
Dog shit. Absolute crap. Now, number one. Now, I don't know how they've rated these, considering they've all got 0. But anyway, number one. One Missed Call. I've not seen it, but I recognise the poster. I've seen that weird looking thing.
I've seen this one. Shannon Sussman. So she was sort of like big in like the early 2000s. She's in there's a movie with Josh Hartnett, 40 Days and 40 Nights.
Yeah.
And he has to give up orgasming for he's a sex addict and he gives up for Lent.
You should just get married. You should get married. It's easy.
She's the love interest in that. So I know from that. She was in Sinister 2. She's in a few things. Like she's got like decent actress, but just picks bad movies to be in.
So if you've seen this, then does it warrant 0%?
It's pretty bad, man. Yeah. It's been a long time now, but I used to like shit horror movies anyway. So like I wouldn't put that there. I'd put like the Black Christmas from a couple of years ago in there or something like that. That was offensively bad. Like,
Sorrel saying One Missed Call is in every charity shop DVD. Yeah. That's probably where I've seen the cover from. Ed Burns was a name in the 90s. Yeah, absolutely. Now what I did was I had a look at the rest of their charts to see if any jumped out at us that surprised us in terms of percentages and things like that. So we've got a couple of others just to throw at you to see what you think and look at their low percentages. So these have got more than 0%, but they're still pretty ropey. Okay. Now I know you're big Christian Slater fan. 1%. 1%.
This is on. I have this on our Bureau backlist. I want to do this at some point. But this.
Oh Jesus! You're not making me watch a 1% film.
Yeah. This is usually regarded as like the worst movie ever, one of the worst movies ever made. So, are you familiar with Uwe Boll?
Yeah.
The director? Yeah. So, he's notorious. He's a German, I think, director. But he's notorious because he buys the rights to video game franchises and just makes absolute dog shit movies with them. So, like, a lot of people, think he's the reason that video game movies have a bad rap. He didn't do all the bad ones, but he did a lot of the bad ones. Going back to the 90s. So this is start Christian Slater. Alone in the Dark is like a classic kind of horror video game series.
I think I've seen this, James. I mean, looking at the cast there, you got Tara Reid, Stephen Dorff. I've got a feeling I've seen this one, but the fact that I can't remember anything about it probably says what I need.
I remember. So this is before I kind of cared for Christian Slater when I was really young. I think I downloaded this. I watched a little bit and I just turned it off, I think. So I want to go back and give it another shot of why it's so horrendously bad. Yeah. But this is the one that people, I'm surprised actually I didn't in the last page think like, why wasn't Alone in the Dark there? But yeah, so
Flatliners 2017. Now I remember the original with Kiefer Sutherland, which was a tremendous movie. I don't believe I've seen this remake, but I have heard that it's dog shit. Is this one you've seen?
No.
Have you seen the original?
No.
Who's the original? Is Kiefer Sutherland.
No, I'm not seeing it.
It's very, very cool. Very cool. Okay. So basically, it's all about them kind of experimenting at university or college or whatever you call it in America, to kind of kill people, to get them to flatline and then bringing them back, and they have to kind of describe what they saw when they were
That's
dead.
Interesting.
It's a long time since I've seen the first one, but I remember really enjoying it. So I don't know what went so wrong with the sequel. Fuzzy's just saying here, James Norton was my pick for James Bond. Very interesting. He didn't know there'd been a remake of Flatliners and Ron Howard to the original. Yeah, I think it was, Fuzzy. I think you're right. Because it was... I remember at the time, you know how horror movies are kind of looked down on at by some areas. I think Flatliners wasn't. I think it was kind of more of a highbrow horror, as it were. Right. Then we've got, obviously, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which we've talked about a number of times. 3%.
Yeah, probably deserves that, I think. It's pretty bad.
I've not seen it. You've seen that one, yeah?
Yeah, it's not good. It's pretty piss poor. And, like, I think it was, like, literally... it didn't go past an idea. Do you know what I mean? Like they didn't put effort into the rest of it. It was just like they coasted on.
Do you not think that this one was just rushed it out to get it out as quickly as possible?
100%, absolutely. Yeah.
Now the Fog, the remake of the Fog, 4%.
Dog shit. Fucking horrendous compared to the original, especially.
It's got Tom Welling in it. I mean, I love Tom Welling.
Maggie Grace, I like. Some Blair, obviously, like, so.
It's such a shame because The Fog is a classic. I don't think I've watched the remake, I have to say. Now, the next one it upsets us. This is White Noise from 2005, 7%, starring Michael Keaton. Now, I watched this when it came out, so it might be that I'm misremembering it, or if I was to go back and watch it, it wouldn't be as good. I remember this freaking me the fuck out. So this was all about. You aware of what White Noise is, James?
Yeah, I've seen this movie.
Yeah. Oh, you've seen it, yeah. So so for anybody watching, White Noise is the static on a radio or on your TV and things like that, and it's at the time. I think it's been debunked now, but at the time there was kind of all these weird theories saying that picks up on the spirits and things, and when you're hearing voices and noises in it, it's ghosts and stuff. I remember enjoying this. I don't remember it being cack.
So do I. I was like 12 or whatever, and I watched it on TV. And I didn't hate it at all. So yeah, surprised at that actually. I thought it'd be like a 40-50% kind of one, you know, not that
middle
low.
of the road kind of thing. Yeah. Fuzzy, absolutely. You got to tick that box, Fuzzy. Get him in every episode. The Devil Inside, 6%. I remember seeing the poster for this, but not seeing the movie.
Exactly the same. I didn't watch it. Yeah.
I don't think I'll rush to see it now either. No. These did interesting, I think. I still know what you did last summer. 7%.
7%?
Yeah.
That's scandalous. That's fucking outrageous. 7%. I love that movie. That's a great movie. Ah, man. Fucking Jack Black as the stoner guy in it. Like, fuck. I'm stunned. I'm not happy.
Yeah. Super Sorrel's confirming Devil Inside is cack. I will have seen this, but I can't remember seeing it. Again, I'm very old. But it's got Jennifer Love Hewitt in it again. You know,
I really like this one. So the whole concept is they win like they're kind of like tricked into like they think they win a vacation and they go to this like island resort.
Oh, I've definitely seen it.
It's in the middle of a storm and there's nobody there. It's like, oh, we're on storm season, so there's like a couple of staff members and that's really it. And then there's some good kills in it. Like I think this is a fun Brandy. I like Brandy. He's cool.
Yeah. Good. Fuzzy saying the people who scored it down obviously didn't have the poster on the bedroom wall. Yeah. Absolutely. Fantasy Island. Now, this is an interesting one. This is by Blumhouse. I remember the original TV series. I have seen this one. Have you seen this?
No, I remember wanting to see it. And then the reviews came out and I was like, no.
I wouldn't rush. So Maggie Q, I remember, was the big name at the time because she was off the back of a brilliant TV series called Nikita. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah. This kind of, I don't know. This didn't do a great deal for me. I don't have fondness for the original Fantasy Island series, so I didn't go into this kind of negative. Do you know what I mean? In terms of, it's not the original. It just wasn't a particularly engaging or fun film. Yeah. Basically, the premise is, you go to the island and you get your heart's desire. But as it transpires, it's all got a twist in it. Efren, I can't do that impression. I'm not sure if I would be cancelled for it. But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, mate.
Do it.
No.
Do it. No. It's okay.
Boss, plane. No, I can't do it. He died.
Clips. That's going to be a YouTube short.
Yeah, honestly, going off topic, go and check out his, because it's the guy who was in James Bond as well, had a tragic life, but he was a little horn dog as well.
Yeah.
Vernon
Troy?
No, is that not? That's Austin Powers, isn't it? You're thinking Vernon.
What did you say? Oh, sorry. No, yeah, of course.
Short Stuff, I think he's called in Austin Powers.
Not Short Stuff.
No, in James Bond, I think he's called Short Stuff, isn't it?
No. Short
I don't know what his real name was. Anybody in the comments know what his real name was? Let one know. Moving on. An American Werewolf in Paris. Utter wank. I mean,
Haven't seen
we've
it.
recently watched the first one, which was
I loved it. Absolutely adored
superb.
it.
You've not seen this yet, have you?
Nope.
I think we need to watch this, James, just so you can get a rounded picture.
Do we-
Some of the worst
do we though?
CGI. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did see the trailer because I had to edit it into the video. And it looked
That's the
pretty
one,
bad.
Fuzzy. That's
Sure
the one,
is.
mate. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, American Werewolf from Paris, that's absolutely deserved. This did all get us thinking about what I think one of the worst horror movies I've seen is, and I'm interested, James, I'll give you some time to think what you think is the worst horror you've seen or the most let down. And for me, it's when I watch something and I've sacrificed an hour and a half to 2 hours of my life and just think, I don't even know what the fuck I've just watched. Yeah. So this is Borderlands. Have you heard of this one?
Nope.
I'm going to spoil it for you. So this is just to see if you're worrying about it, really. This is basically a kind of a castle church area. I don't know if it's Wales or somewhere like that. Hervey Valence. Vilchans. Yeah, that's Hervey. That's who I think about.
Try and say that again.
So Borderlands. Yeah. So basically, there's all kinds of mystical goings on and children going missing and stuff like that. So the Vatican sends 3 experts to try and explore what's happening. And you watch the entire film of them kind of going into this church and hearing kids' voices and things and the strange kind of movements. And it's all very long and dull, but you're kind of waiting for the outcome at the end. At the end, they discover that really there's been some kind of satanic worshipping going on in this grounds. And one of them looks like he gets possessed and goes running off. So they start chasing him. And then he goes down the stairs and they're chasing down the stairs. And he goes into the cellar and they follow him in the cellar. Then he goes into like this cave system and they follow him in the cave system. This is what you can see here. And they follow him further into the cave system. And then they start screaming. And the walls of the cave start moving. And you realise they're in the abdomen of a monster. And the church and the grounds are some kind of giant creature. And they've climbed into its anus. And they're now being dissolved by its stomach acid. And it ends with them screaming.
Okay.
Just shit. Do you know when you watch something?
I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea, though.
Fuck off. It's an hour and a half of your life. You sit and you think, what the hell?
Well, I suppose
was that
okay,
about?
that's the payoff. But like I yeah, okay, fair.
Fuzzy's jumped in the comments here saying the Wicker Man remake. How dare you, Fuzzy?
Not the bees.
Not the bees. Not the bees.
bees.
That's
No.
you know. Yeah, you're right. It's crap. It is awful. No. But it's Nick Cage at his maddest, isn't it? It's cool. What about you then, James? What's one of your most disappointing or worst horrors?
I'll answer one of each though. So the worst I've seen lately, at least. The Black Christmas, Black Christmas.
Yeah, I've
remake.
not seen that yet.
So from 2019, I think, and I think it had like an interesting idea because I know like Black Christmas is sort of like has kind of feminist undertones, but like you know how kind of like social media and you know like woke or whatever culture is nowadays. It was just like offensive. Like it was like every man in it was just pure evil. Like every single one. And I just didn't like the characters in it. Like you know, I was rooting for it. I thought it looked really cool. There was one cool moment in the whole movie. It wasn't scary. It wasn't funny. I don't think the message that it was trying to give was in good faith. Do you know what I mean? So I like honestly, like I walked out of it going like I'm kind of offended by this movie.
Yeah.
Like I've never really felt that before. And like there's like you know, it's not a. God, because it's women or whatever. You know, that nothing like that. It's just so poorly executed. I thought it was, because it had a good idea there, and just squandered it. Most disappointed I've ever been in a horror movie is The Babadook, because I absolutely hated it.
I love The Babadook.
Dog shit, like awful. So I was stoked. I was so excited, man. It looked so right up my alley. I loved the idea. It looked terrifying. And then you go to see it, and it's just like I was bored. Like it's just like you know.
I'll give you that
slow.
it's. I mean, I know you're a big slasher fan, you know, so I'll give you that it's a film you've got to think about. And for someone like you, it's probably a challenge, I guess. But for me, it was highbrow horror entertainment. I thought it was great. Loved it.
Nah, I think you did the Babadook bit, and you were just sold. You were just fucking bend over, cheeks spread.
See, Fuzzy man, Fuzzy, Fuzzy should be on the show. Cock off. Babadook is one of his favourites. The acting is tremendous.
And for a long time. For a long time, I thought it might just be I just didn't like the Australian characters.
The Australian people, how bad! That's a terrible thing to say, James.
Bosh, talk to me. I loved, so like it didn't bother me that at all. So like it's I don't know. I didn't like the kid character in it. Like it's a mom and a kid, and I didn't like them. I didn't like the characters in it at all. Hated them.
Okay.
So
kill list.
Shite. And you know what? I saw it with two friends. And they both hated it as well.
Yeah, but I've met your friends. I've met your friends. They'll have been drunk.
We were Jeff might have had a few drinks.
Yeah.
I probably had a few drinks as well. But like, I was really geared for it, and just was so let down.
Okay, Kill List came out in 2011. Awful movie. I'm not sure I've seen that one. You heard of Kill List?
Nope, I don't.
No, I'm not sure of that one, Fuzzy. Shut It, Scooby Boy. Super Sorrel, worst horror movie, Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Yeah, I mean,
the worst. No, I think it has some. I'm not going to disagree.
That's the guy.
I think it's a fair opinion to have. Not the worst of all time, but like it's got some really cool stuff in it.
That's the guy who was in Watchmen as well, isn't it? He plays Freddy.
Yeah. Yes. His name's escaped me now, but he's great. Jackie Earl Haley. Awesome casting, great performance. Just like the script was bad because it was a music video director, so it's all about the visuals, and there's some cool visuals in it. But then they recreated stuff from the original that was done with practical effects with CG. It's just going to look worse, But I like some of his lines in it. I like some of the ideas. I think the element that they introduced about it plays with the idea that Freddy was innocent when the parents killed him.
Right, yeah.
I think that would have actually been it doubles back on it later on.
A good twist.
That would have actually been a really interesting idea. Is like, the guy didn't actually fucking do the thing that he was accused of or whatever. So I thought that was interesting. Another disappointing one, Unfriended 2. Yeah. Unfriended Dark Web. Because Unfriended is incredible. And then the second one was just like, this is really just not doing this concept justice, I think, I didn't like the story.
I don't think I've seen either of those.
Oh, it's a shame. Yeah, okay. I have it on our go-to list when there's a spare week, So Unfriended's incredible. I want to watch it on a computer screen. I think that'd be a cool experience.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, mate. Sorry, you were saying.
I was just gonna say because the whole thing takes place on a computer
on the screen. Yeah.
It's webcams and stuff like.
We're nearly at an hour and a half, so I think we'll start rounding it up there now.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It certainly does. That's been one good scare. We've talked about a lot of stuff tonight, so good topics, so thank you for that. And thank you very much for everybody that's joined in. Empire Strikes Back's just thrown in, I thought Wolf Creek was pretty bad. Again, not one I've seen, if I'm honest. Have you seen Wolf Creek, James?
Which one's what? No, I mix up Wolf Creek and...
Is that the Australian Outback one? Is that Wolf Creek?
Yeah. That's the Aussie killer. He was John Jarrett. He was at
For the Love of Horror, wasn't he?
Yeah. I've not watched any of them, so I can't.
Yeah, I'm not sure on those ones. Okay, few things to mention. Please do head over to One Good Scare Show and check out some of our back catalogue. We've got a whole host of stuff for you to watch. Loads of reviews, modern movies and older movies. So lots for you to get your teeth into. And also we've got live shows. Let one know what you want to see we're doing on the live shows. Because we'd like to get more people watching and would like to get this seen a little bit more. So please do check those out. If I can point you in the direction of the last I'll Be Right Back that we did, which was Scooby-Doo Dog Shit Island. It was an interesting one. The next one coming out...
prick you are. You're some bastard. I love how at the end of it you just reluctantly said it was alright, it was good. I'll say it's good then.
It was alright.
Yeah. Terrible.
It's a freaking cartoon dog, man. The next one we've got coming out hopefully this weekend is The Strangers.
Yeah, sorry, I've just been, we were away for a bit, and it's been kind of hard to get back in the groove of editing these. So I know that this one was late, and we should add last week, but I'll have it hopefully by Sunday evening, if not Monday, and then we're gonna have what was the one we're doing after? Wishmaster is going to be next. So it's the Strangers this time.
You wish.
And then,
You've not seen Wishmaster, have you?
I have never. I literally I watched a clip today, right? Like, you know, when you're scrolling randomly and the clips of stuff comes up, and I watched it for 20 seconds, and then I realized it was Wishmaster, and I moved away from it.
Do you know what? I think it's going to be really interesting, that one. I'd encourage anybody watching to go and check out check out Wishmaster before we do the show, so you can have a little look-see at it. It's
there you go. That's a great point.
Fair comment.
Swords and biceps. Huh?
Yeah. Masculine-looking cats. Yeah. I'd recommend people go check it out, because special effects might not hold up, James, but the concept and the idea of it is spot on. And I think you'll love the main character.
Cool. I'm excited.
Super Sorrel's just saying he's been to see The Strangers.
Yeah,
let one know, Sorrel, because hearing negative things, mate. I thought it was a prequel, but I'm hearing it's not a prequel. So just let one know what you thought.
I think there's value in bad horror movies, though, as well. You know, like there's some entertainment value. So I'm not that fussed, really. I'll still go see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
it's like the original. I'll be like, cool.
Yeah. Okay, ladies and gents, that's your whack. We've prattled on for an hour and a half. Thank you so much to everybody that has been on the show tonight and taking part in the chat. We'll love you all. You keep on going. So thank you so much for that. And with that, James, is there anything left to say?
Well, you know what, Peter? It's not Halloween, but I still think everyone's entitled to one good scare.